made aware of the opportunities in sports as well as what all advancement the country has obtained in sports. So, in today's e-seminar on National Sports Day, we have with us two eminent speakers who will deliver their lecture on importance of sports. Our first speaker is Dr. Mandeep Singh and second speaker is Mr. Sunil Kumar. So before going towards the speakers, I request our worthy principal of the college, Dr. Namrata, to kindly welcome our guest. Over to principal ma'am.
I, Dr. Namrata, Principal Government Degree College, Akhnur. I'm privileged to welcome you people who are online here to attend the seminar, which is being presented to celebrate the National Sports Day. Today, it's the anniversary of our great hockey legend, Major Dhyan Chand, who has been regarded as the nation's greatest hockey player of all the times. Popularly known as Wizard for the magical touch, superb control, creativity, and extraordinary goalkeeping feats, Dhyan Chand was instrumental in taking Indian hockey to greater heights under his talismanic leadership. As already told by our host, Madam Sonia, the late hockey player had led India to three Olympic gold medals in the year 1928, 1932, and 1936. He had scored over almost 400 goals in 22 years, spanning from 19 to 1948. He was bestowed with India's third highest civilian honor, that is Padam Bhushan, in 1956. The noteworthy memorial for him is the Major Dhyan Chand Award, the highest award for the lifetime achievement in sports and games in India. Other than spreading awareness on the importance of sports, the special day also highlights the achievements and contribution of Dhyan Chand to India's rich sport history and culture. The President confers National Sports Award to honored sportsmen who have achieved laurels in sport realm and enhanced country's pride all over the world. After the death of Dhyan Chand in 1979, the Indian Postal Department issued stamps in his honor. As a tribute to this man, the National Stadium Delhi has also been renamed as Major Dhyan Chand Stadium. The Indian government over the years has launched many schemes related to sports on this day, including the Hello India scheme in 2015 by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. On this day, President of India honors eminent sport personalities with major awards including Khel Ratan, Arjun Awards, Dronacharya Award, and Dhyan Chand Awards. So this was why we celebrate and the greatness of our sports person Dhyan Chand. So now we'll start with our webinar. So to start with, I also welcome our resource persons, Dr. Mandeep Singh, Physical Director, Government College of Education, Jammu, and Mr. Sunil Kumar, who is from the host college. Now I hand over the mic to Madam Sonia for further proceedings. Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. So now it's the time to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Mandeep Singh, who is presently working as Physical Director and teaching in the Higher Education Department. He has also worked as Assistant Professor in the Department of Physical Education, University of Jammu from 2007 to 2010. And earlier to that, He has served as lecturer in health and physical education in MC Khalsa College of Education, Jammu. His area of specialization in PhD is biomechanics. Under his able guidance, till date, 2 scholars have completed their PhD and 3 more scholars are pursuing their PhD. He has also worked as invigilator in 2 research projects, among which one is sponsored by University Grants Commission and the other one is sponsored by Department of Sports, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India. So far, he has published 9 books on physical education and sports sciences and published 77 research papers in international and national journals. Apart from this, Dr. Singh invited as chairperson and speaker in international conference in King Mongston University, Bangalore on biomechanical analysis. He was also invited as key speaker in international conference WADA 2019, Canada. Apart from this, he was also invited as speaker in national conference Anti-Doping in Sports, PEFI 2018. Moreover, he was also invited as resource person in more than 13 national seminars and conferences. Dr. Mandeep Singh has such revered experience in field of his expertise. Today, we are overwhelmed that we had an opportunity to listen to such an eminent personality. So, without taking much time, now I request and invite Dr. Mandeep Singh for his lecture. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for the wonderful introduction. Thanks for this. I cannot be more honored than actually presenting my gratitude to Principal JDC Akhnur for giving me this opportunity. I'm thankful to the organizers, technicians. Kindly accept my regards. Good morning to all participants. Am I audible? Is this voice is clear?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you. So, dear friend, to start with, it is about the physical literacy. And the literacy in general, we can say it as it is just to be said as acquisition of knowledge, acquisition of some kind of skills that we execute in multiple environments or to some specific situations. Apart from the literacy word, if we really come with what is physical literacy and why we really require it. Physical literacy is something that teaches us, that make us to learn about the basic movements of human body, basic about the basic parts of human body, about the basic movements that we do, that we have to perform, that we have to execute in the daily, day-to-day life. Physical literacy is we can to make it more easy, we can say it as if we say it as morality as a theme, and we say moral education as a subject. So moral education is something that is in the curriculum, that will be designed as per the curriculum. But when we come to morality, it's not only learned from moral education subject. Morality is something that we keeps on learning, that we learn from formal, informal, from parents, from other modes of understanding, other modes of learning. Same way, physical literacy is something that is not limited to any school curriculum, that is not limited to physical education like subjects. Physical literacy is something that an individual has to keep on learning. They have to understand about our own self, about our own body. This is really what we human being has to learn. The most important thing is about the physical literacy is you are knowing about your own self physically, and that's the prime thing. So we start with the first slide, and this is about the Michael Johnson. I hope everyone recognizes this. If someone is not able to recognize this by seeing this posture, I hope by seeing the golden boot, we will be perfectly able to recognize who this person is. He's Michael Johnson. In 1996, he was 29 years old when he won 200-meter gold in Olympics, and then he won 400-meter gold in Olympics. With that gold, there comes up the golden shoe only. But the story behind golden shoe is really very much related to with the physical literacy. I just narrate a story that what the story behind this golden shoe. Ultimately, what came up is golden shoe only came up with the existence with the realization of the importance of physical literacy. Michael Johnson having a foot size of 11 number and 9 US number. Like in India, we have sizes of something 6 to 12 or 16. But here in US size, it is 11. His right foot was of 11 number and left foot was of 9 number. That variation was there. Other thing is he still having a flat foot. And flat foot means when he places his foot on the ground, that foot's metatarsals, the ending bone of the toe bones get spreads up, and that affects the force of that force that he has to implement and to push out to propel his body forward, and that affects his force because the toes get spread up, and that was the time he was not achieving any of the medals, any of his high peak performance. He was even dropped out in the national USA team from the national USA team because his performance was not good, and the reason was only his flat foot and his variation of sizes of. Then he met a biomechanist, and ultimately we designed a light shoe who prohibited to spread his foot, and that made him to really run with all his capability. The story was of golden shoe does not really not end there. What actually happened 2 months later, after the winning gold medals, after all the interviews, one of his private interview to some news agency, he said that my foot is flat and I had various sizes of the foot. And ultimately, what I've learned is I was physically illiterate. And the reason behind he said that physically illiterate is when he was in teenage, he used to wear shoes which he used to keep loose. He used to wear shoes of oversize, and that affects his foot. So his foot becomes wider on the other side. One foot becomes really the widened toe, and other thing is the tarsals, the toe bones get loosened, and that's how it affected his postural and the other running stances. He clearly said, I was physically illiterate by then. So there it how the word has really picked up that why we require physical literacy. Physical literacy is something that makes you learn about your own body. Physical literacy is something that gives you knowledge about your own movement of the body, how the basic movements of that body to be performed, how we sit, how should we run, how should we eat, what we should eat, what is good for the body. So its physical literacy is something that we have to learn for our own self. And as we know that we are really born to move. And if we are not moving, we are really uneducated. Education is, classroom education particularly, is incomplete if we are without movement. We have to learn how we should move. What is the basic mechanism to move perfectly, to move in a good way. So we are born to move and we have to learn it in an effective way. This is the slogan that actually came up in Canada after Michael Jordan's statement, and that's learning to move is just as important as learning to read and write. In other words, we can say that much like that, we are learning alphabets, phonetics, and ultimately the result what we want is to ultimately to read Shakespeare, ultimately to lead good literatures. We much like we are learning numericals, numbers, tables, And ultimate is to really maintain our own personal financing, our own checkbooks. Same way, physical literacy is something that makes us to learn to be fit in the existing environment, to execute the movements that really required in multiple environments. That's what physical literacy says. And if we want to define physical education, physical literacy, it's perfectly said as physical literacy leads us to physical competency. We need to know what our limitations are, what kind of movements we should perform to be confident, to be motivational. In other words, we're saying it that physical literacy makes us aware about the possible movements that human can do and how should that movements be done. Another example that's very interesting one, because Usain Bolt is also a person that came up in an interview and he ultimately said that I was physically illiterate too. So these are something elite sports persons who have really come before the camera and said that they are physically illiterate. They were physically illiterate at their teen age. So what's the story behind Usain Bolt? Usain Bolt having a scoliosis. Scoliosis is something that you get your spinal curve because of wrong posture of sitting, wrong posture of executing some work, wrong permanently doing some postural exercise that's really harmful for us. So that's what the scoliosis. It's a postural deformity. Usain Bolt having a scoliosis, and you can note it here. If you can see my cursor, you can note it. You can note the mid of the back. It's the arrowed also, and you can see a single picture of the back. That back spine is little curved to the lateral side, and that's where the scoliosis. Usain Bolt had won number of gold medals. Specifically, he is the only person who has won 100-meter gold medal, 200-meter gold medal in Olympics, and that in the 3 consecutive Olympics. So, person like Usain Bolt coming before the camera and saying that he was physically illiterate when asked for that how you got your scoliosis when you are so fit, when you are so known, so literate, so qualified. That time he said that like Michael Jordan, I was physically illiterate too. The best thing is we can say the skeleton and we can see the spine here. When we get the extra curve of the spine, then we get the scoliosis. And you can imagine now what I want to say is elite sports persons like Usain Bolt, like Michael Jordan, had these kind of deformities, and whom they are blaming is that they were physically illiterate. So we can really get on to the things that how important this physical literacy is, how important it is to learn our own posture, our own body, and how we are getting the deformities. To get these deformities really to refrain from these things, to get the best body, best physique is to be physically literate. This is the example where the Usain Bolt scientist has come up to say that he has a habit of sitting in this posture all the way. When he was teenage, he used to sit in this posture. When he eats, when he watches TV, even his classroom, his desk was such that he used to sit in this posture. So this is how he valued physical literacy. Apart from all these things, what I actually mean to say physical literacy is something that teaches us how we have to align our body. That alignment of the body is physical literacy. We all uses the vehicles, and we know that how important it is to get the vehicle aligned, how important it is to get our tires of the vehicles really aligned. And this is really very important in case to avoid injuries to any kind of accidents. What precaution we take as a precautionary measure, we align the vehicles. And this is what one of the domain of physical literacy is. We learn how to make our body, how to place our body segments into alignment. Alignment is something that when get disturbed, we really get number of problems. and this is what I hope by the figure you understand that what the postural deformity we start getting when we de-aligned our posture. Physical literacy says us about the physical posture and how you get de-aligned, what are the preventive measures to get it. When our spine is straight, our shoulders are straight, our pelvic hip zone remains almost parallel if we put a straight line between the shoulders and the hip zone. So these lines remains parallel. This is what the alignment of the body, and this is what we require. If we are not aligned, we are going to be injurious. And if you if you carefully watch Usain Bolt, his right shoulder is always his right shoulder always remains lower than comparatively with the left shoulder because he has a scoliosis scale. This is the small picture that we get. If you notice Usain Bolt, his right shoulder is always hanging on because he is not aligned. And this is how the Canada has made compulsory for its citizens to go through physical literacy. If we are not aligned, the problem starts from here. We are not aligned, our spine get injured, our vertebrae get injured, and this leads to number of problems. And these are not the problems that comes abruptly. These are the problems. It starts with very minor indications, small headaches, eye deformities, vision problems, some scalpel, some kind of pain in the side of the vertebra, specifically at right zone of the hip or extreme left zone of the hip, some kind of pinching pain in the calcaneus, at the base of the foot. This is what actually happens, and all the problem starts from here. All the problem starts, you can look it at the base of the human being, at the base of our posture. Every problem of de-alignment starts from the base. This is actually the main reason that why we get the scoliosis, why we get other deformity like lordosis, kyphosis, a humpback. Every deformity starts, mostly 99% that deformity starts from the base, from the heel of the body, and that's the base. If we are not keeping our base properly, if we are not keeping our feet properly, we are not going to be fit. And this is what the problem is. If we see this alignment, that alignment gets disturbed like this. And when we come to other thing about the whole complete aspect of the posture, how these segments get deviated. These segments should be straight, but these segments get deviated. The only base is, the base is not correct. That's what the important bottom line is. When we don't place our foot in a right manner, when we don't place our foot in the way we should put, what happens is our pelvic, our spine, our shoulder, all the body segments get de-aligned, and slowly we start getting the pain. And this is what happens when we de-align our body. And if we are not aligned our body, if my body segments are not aligned, that means somewhere the problem is on the base. We can also check out from here that we can mark a straight line at the back. This is the calcaneus at the base of the foot, the heel bone. If it comes in a straight line with the calf of the leg, that means you are aligned from above. And this is the front view. If the line is straight, you can imagine that line. You can keep standing before the mirror. This is what I mean physical literacy. The first basic important thing is, if you want to know that you are physically literate or not, get and check this line of you. If your line is straight, at least you are physically literate in this aspect. But when the curve starts on, that means the alignment is getting disturbed. And sooner or later, you are going to have these troubles. You're not going to face the troubles. When this curve comes, specifically this curve starts with the at the age of 2 onwards. And in Canada, I don't know about the figure of what India, because I think no research has been done so far in India. In Canada, every 2 in 3 child having this curvature. So that's why it means we can also say that every 2 child in 3 illiterate, physically illiterate. This curve is the main problem that leads us to number of injuries, number of problems, number of body deformities, and that leads us for kyphosis, that leads us for humpback, that leads us for number of problems that starts with our spine, because spine is the thing that controls the body. It's the vertebra. So we can compare it with the straight line and the curved line. Sorry. If you really want to demonstrate it, the first problem that comes is that individual deals after the age of particularly crossing 40 is the pain in the lower knees. And this is the red point mark. And the problem is not in the knee actually. The problem initiated with the heel because the base was not right. If the base is right, we are not going to de-align our body. Our body will never get de-aligned. And if the base is not right, our curvature will start extending and the problems will exist sooner or later. This is the problem if you have a curve, specifically the medial inner part of the knee, there you get the pain. And this pain starts mainly after the age of 40. And that time we think we don't imagine that this is because of my physical illiteracy in the teenager. When I was a teenager, I places my foot wrong way. The base was not clear. This is what the important factor is. We have to place our foot, we have to make our base strong. And in this case, to make our body align, the perfect thing is calcaneus, heel, base, or in simple language, we can say the sole of the foot, the sole of the shoe, and the platform on which we are placing our foot. Generally, we walk on a flat platform. We walk on grounds. We walk on very even surfaces, roads, tar, whatever you use. If our shoe is not correct, if our placement is not correct, then we are somehow disturbing our alignment, and sooner or later that alignment get disturbed. And if the alignment get disturbed, the pain starts, and it starts from the knee pain, the heel pain, and that curve all starts in this way. This is what the X-ray poser of the said, that gap increases in the malleolus, and this gap increases, and this is not because you are taking load, because you are stepping up in the stairs. This is not because you are getting weak. This is not because you having some extra burden in the office, or you are working some extra assignments of the college or any other official task. This is only and only because your foot got the curvature. You are not placing your foot right. And what's the main reason that you are not placing your foot right is your shoes. If your shoes is not correct, you are going to de-align your body, and it is going to affect you. It is going to affect you in a big way. I'm sorry, I just take 1 minute because the battery is low and I have to just plug in the charge. I'm really sorry.